Alright guys, no chapter this week, so I felt like it would be perfect to talk about predictions and what I think would happen in chapter 985. The breaks are unfortunate. I think reading week to week, including the breaks and all this other stuff, it makes it difficult in regards to continuity. So to try to hold this over a little bit, let's talk about like what I see happening in the upcoming chapters. Now, it's a bunch of plot points that Oda has set up because people are in a bunch of different places. So we're going to talk about different plot points, things I see happening, different theories from the past couple chapters, what I see coming true, things that I've thought since I talked about the chapter last time. With the One Piece chapter, when you go back and you read it and you see different things, or you go back and read older chapters and you're like, wait, I could totally see this happening. Or you talk to different people, you see different people's reactions, and it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. So for me, I think going forward when it's a break, I'll do a prediction on the next chapter. Like if we have a chapter back to back to back, it's no need. But if it's an entire break, when the chapter's supposed to come out, I'll do a prediction. I don't mind doing that. That could happen for sure. But first, where do we want to start? Let's start at Yamato, right? Because that's what everybody's talking about. So Yamato's currently with Luffy, telling Luffy about everything with Ace and that entire story. That's what's going on right now. Where does that go? Like, where does Oda lead from there? Now, I think it may be interesting if Oda stays here because there are a lot of things we have to get to, like with Zoro, Kid, the law situation, ex-Drake, who's who. There's a lot of things Oda has to bring some focus to. So I don't know if he's going to focus too much on Yamato, even though Yamato is one of the more exciting reveals in a long time. I'm trying to think of the best reveal since Yamato. You guys, let me know. What do you guys think is the best reveal? The best new character reveal since Yamato? Do you think King and Queen, they measure up to like Yamato's reveal? Some people may troll and say Orochi, but I don't think Orochi's reveal was that great at all. It was honestly pretty underwhelming. So leave that below. Who is, you guys, like since Yamato, your favorite reveal or your best reveal in One Piece? But anyway, let's continue. Yamato's currently with Luffy. In the last chapter, she mentioned Luffy reminds her of Ace. Now, for me, I think it would be great to get some more dialogue, some more back and forth, Luffy's reaction to that. And then we go into a quick flashback. I want to see I do want Yamato's perspective though. How did she see things going down? What really was the trigger? Because for Yamato, we're presuming she was around 5 to 8 years old. So at that age, seeing that, why was it so influential? What was it about her life that made Oden so impactful? I think personally, because she grew up in Wano, I think those things hit her differently. So I would like her perspective in a flashback, and I would like her interactions with Ace. Now, in this flashback, I think 2 or 3 chapters would be perfect. Anything longer is probably too long because then we get into murky territory in regards to Ace and how much he knew about Wano, and that could confuse things a lot in regards to Ace and the Whitebeard Pirates, why Ace chose to leave with the country being the way it is. Because in a situation like this, obviously Ace would not have the requisite strength to take down someone like Kaido, but you know, he's not DMC, so he leaves and then he never gets the chance to come back. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. If we don't go to Yamato route next chapter, when we see Yamato again, I would like for Oda to focus on that, the Ace stuff and how things went down to make Oden so influential to Yamato. Another part of this, right? What's going on with Kaido, Orochi, and the new Onigashima project. Wait, before that, I want to talk about the journal really quickly. And people are saying, well, this could be big because Luffy cannot read this journal. I mentioned in a previous video that I don't think at this point what's in the journal is the One Piece. I think the journal has his travels, his journeys, but I don't think Oden gave specific directions or specific details as to what the One Piece is. I think the worst thing, which would probably help Luffy a lot, is the location of the next poneglyph that they need, right? Because it was in Fishman Island. We don't know where it is now. I think we could get some information in regards to that. I think that's the most we're going to get. Luffy's journey will not be ruined by this journal. So as spoilery as this journal could be, I don't think it is, right? I think it's going to have some pertinent information in regards to the One Piece, but not exactly what the One Piece is. It's going to have enough to help Luffy and not enough to make it detrimental to his dream. But yeah, back to the Onigashima project, or the new Onigashima project. I think it's definitely a rework where Kaido may start to restructure his organization based on his new plans, because the new Onigashima project, people did mention ores and say this island, Onigashima, is the former island of the continent pullers, right? Is Kaido trying to connect the world again and saying the new Onigashima project, where's his new vision for Onigashima? And is Kaido trying to connect the world again? Like, because he wants world dominance with Big Mom, is Onigashima going to be the base of the operations and a new headquarters for like him ruling the world? It's interesting, I guess, but a bit far-fetched, I think. I think it's a restructuring, a reorganization where someone may be the new head of Onigashima. And of course, it would be confusing because they're like, wait, why is this person leading Onigashima? But from what we know, it has to involve Onigashima and it involves Yamato. So Yamato, exactly how he would be involved is going to be the interesting thing. Again, we're not sure exactly the relationship there. Like, how does Kaido feel about Yamato? He was respects him enough to say his son, but would Kaido put Yamato in a position of power, even though Yamato is constantly trying to get away, basically impersonating Oden? What's the relationship there? Because I would like some more information on that. Along his crew and his makeshift crew with, other people, they've just landed. And so at this point, I think it'd be great if Law ran into X Drake, right? If Law went up the backwards route to Onigashima, and he runs into X Drake. Of course, X Drake at that point, he's gonna let them go, because for him, he's a member of Sword. It seems like the target is Kaido and the Yonko. To be fair, we're not exactly sure what the target is, but it'll be a dope interaction. Talking about X Drake and Law, I can't help but think about Hawkins. Like, what's next for Hawkins here? I actually do have an interesting scenario for Hawkins going forward in the story that I like a lot, and I think some people would enjoy it. Well, I don't know, because I'll talk about that another time. But I think it would be great if Law did come into contact with X Drake, because then we can learn more about what X Drake wants to do in regards to his goal for Onigashima, or for joining Kaido in the first place. Someone did mention before, what if X Drake is right now at the gondola letting other Marines in? That would be amazing, because then the Marines that we expect to be in Wano would be here. Someone that I would love to see, obviously, is Smoker. I think Smoker should come to Wano. Tashigi as well. There's swords in Wano that she could collect or learn more about. It's perfect for them. It could be the reveal of the SSG. Let's get some more Marines in Wano. The more I see people showing up, like Izo, Nekomamushi, obviously, right, and Marco and those guys, the more I think Marines are going to show up as well. Like, I've been saying that for a while, that Marines should show up in Wano, but I think at this point it's almost guaranteed. Marines are coming to Wano, and this is going to be an entire shit show. And I just can't wait. Now, I was gonna make a separate video for this, but I think this is the perfect time to talk about it, and it's the shadow in the water, the distraction from Marco until we need him. The obvious choice, as I mentioned before, is Perospero, because Perospero, he's on the water, he's on his way to Onigashima, so that's the #1 choice right now. Marco going back for Perospero, and it's somewhat redundant, because then it's like, what was the entire point of him leaving? His dialogue about betraying Kaido and the Beast Pirates, it completely undermines that entire part, which I think a lot of people, including myself, was very excited for, because Perospero going and basically disrupting this entire alliance, that's a huge trigger for this war, because then it goes from the alliance of Straw Hats, Kid Pirates, Marco, the Minks, all those, versus the alliance of Big Mom and Kaido, to Big Mom versus Kaido versus the alliance. And then we have a true battle for power in Onigashima. So Perospero and his actions, while it may seem small and minute, it would have severe consequences. And I think for the most part, based on these consequences, would ultimately lead to someone like Katakuri showing up in Wano. Again, I'm not sure the range of Brulee's mirror powers, but for me, I think as long as a mirror is on the ship, Brule should be able to transport herself to a mirror she's already visited, right? I think that's just how I'm viewing it, but that's, again, conversation for another day, but something I would like to see. But for my other choices, the shadow in the water. The next choice I had was Weevil, because I think Weevil would be a great person to occupy Marco for a long time, a great reveal of his bounty, a great reveal of his devil fruit, and that could be an entirely other hype section that would drive the fandom insane. And a part of this is that Weevil, he's currently running from the Marines. It gives some more motive for the Marines coming to Wano and Onigashima. Granted, Akainu did say, we don't know what's going on in there. We have to wait and see. X Drake has reported to Kobe. I'm not gonna lie, I would like to be a fly on the wall to see Kobe's interaction with Akainu if it's ever happened. Kobe is a part of Sword, and he's trying to relay important information to Akainu so that they can mobilize and go to Wano. Like, what does he say? He's like, Akainu-san, I have some information in regards to Wano. Kuzo, right? Like some shit like that. It would actually be great, but just thinking about Marineford and how it went, be like, oh man, I don't know about this one, man. Weevil would be perfect because I think he has to interact with Marco, right? He is the son of Whitebeard. He's chasing after the Whitebeard pirates to get what he's owed, even though Whitebeard didn't leave anything behind other than his treasure, which is this island that Marco's taking care of. So for Weevil, I think the ultimate end game for him could be taking care of that island himself, where it's like, all right, this is Oyaji's treasure. I'm going to protect it, right? Because obviously he's being manipulated by his mother. I'm not sure if that's his real mom. I don't even know. But that would be a cool end game for him. However, I do think a clash has to happen. And the reveal of Weevil's devil fruit would be great. Again, we don't know what it is. People are saying, how would he get to Wano? Well, I don't know. He could fly. Like, we don't know what his devil fruit is. But I think he's a great candidate for the shadow in the water. Number 3, another great candidate is Moria, the shadow in the water. It would be a perfect way for Oda to conspicuously tell us who it is without flat out saying it. Moria is also great here because we know Moria has ties to Wano or ties to Kaido. Well, he has ties to both. He came to Wano, stole bodies, stole swords, and he got decimated by Kaido in the past. And I think it'll be a cool tie-in with Moria because Moria at this point, he is just like Who's Who and Sasaki, former pirates of their own ship, but they were decimated by Kaido and by the Beast Pirates. So it'd be a cool interaction between Moria and some of those pirates, but it'd be interesting what Marco does if he comes across Moria. At that point, would Moria be an enemy? Or basically an enemy of my enemy would be my friend? Does Marco let him in? Because Moria's like, I'm here for Kaido. I'm not here for you, bro. Does Marco just say, all right, whatever, bro. You can just join us. We're trying to take down Kaido together. But I don't think Moria would be there by himself. It would be cool if Blackbeard sends Moria to collect something, maybe a devil fruit, obviously. But other than that, who does he send with Moria? Because I think it would be also a perfect time for us to get some development and some characterization for Whitebeard's crew. We got some in regards to Katarina Devon, some with Shiryu, but send Avila Pizarro. Avila Pizarro, he could be a former Beast Pirate. Maybe Avila Pizarro led Moria to Wano. No, that doesn't make sense. Moria had been to Wano before. But Avila Pizarro, his aesthetic, being somewhat just like the Beast Pirates, it would be great. There are other things we can talk about in regards to Jinbei and Robin and who is following them. There's not enough there to kind of go off of, but I think Oda could definitely divert from what we're talking about with Yamato and Kaido Onigashima project, because I think everyone is going to ultimately converge at that point. I think that's the point where everything is going to pop off. Oda may hold off on the announcement for a while, or he may announce it and not tell us, and we may go back and someone may reference it in the future. Wano has loads of potential. Like, based on where Oda goes with all of these storylines, which he set up, and I like where they're going, I'm not going to do the thing where I compare it to Marineford. Not going to do that. But Wano could be very surprising for some people who have currently given up on the arc. Even though we're 2 years in, it's still too soon to judge this arc. I mean, we are not sure when Act 3 is going to end, but I'm really excited. I really can't wait for the next chapter. Again, I think we're going to focus more on Yamato and then go into flashback. If Oda doesn't do that, then we may get some Law stuff extra, maybe some Hawkins stuff as well. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts below. What do you think happens in chapter 985? Let me know if you enjoyed the predictions. Do you want me to keep doing them, when we're on a break for the next chapter? Because this was fun. This is actually fun to talk about because I've been thinking about the chapter, the entire week. So yeah, give me your thoughts. Like the video if you did. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at B.D.A. Follow me on Instagram at B.D.A. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, like, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.